Christina's Craft Corner. I got a new arm stand for my phone and trying it out tonight, so I thought I would just do a quick stream and just try out a couple of things really quickly while testing out to make sure that this arm is going to do the trick for me. And I just noticed that my surface here is still a little bit dirty. I was bad and didn't properly clean up last time. I can see pink in a couple of spots. So I'm just gonna clean those up real quick. And what I think I'm gonna try today is sort of a swipe kind of a thing. So when I did my workshop where I learned about alcohol ink, the instructor brought these plates, disposable plates, but they were plastic, and they had a pretty decent surface area to them, and they were really gross, dirty looking plates. But as it happens, that turned out to be a good thing, because what she recommended using it for, or at least one of the things, was you could put some alcohol either onto your surface, your paper, or you could put some right into the plate. Either way, it would reactivate the ink that was on the plate, and you could use that as a way to start a base. So, lots of times staring at a blank screen or a blank piece of paper, whether you're writing or drawing or painting or whatever it is, lots of times that blank piece of paper is really intimidating, and just trying to get that first mark on there, if you don't have a plan, if you're not sure where to start, feeling kind of blocked, can be tricky. So this was kind of a neat way to start something and get some ink going, some designs, some patterns onto your paper. I don't have any such plate, but what I've seen is you can do something similar with this glass plate thing that I've got here. Sorry, I just keep seeing random bits of pink. And speaking of pink, I saw the Barbie movie last night, so I'm going to look for all my pinks, and this is going to be a pink version as sort of an homage to Barbie. So I'm just looking for what have I got. And maybe I'll do some reds too. I think I might do the wild plum, and then I've got flamingo, and yeah, I don't think I want to do a pearl today. Should we go plum? Would crimson look all right with that? Let's see. So we would have flamingo, wild plum, and the crimson. I'm not sure if you can see those very well. So that's sort of the labels. I'm gonna go for it. So basically, what you can do, and I'm gonna do it over on this white side, clear side over here, so that you can see it a bit better. Is you take, where's my flamingo I want to start with? Actually, let's put some wild plum down. So you take your ink, you put a couple of drops down, or squirts, or whatever you want, and however you want. Oof. This flamingo, ooh, got a bit crusty in there. That should work. And then a bit of the crimson. You can already see they're starting to interact with each other a little bit, which is cool. I did not mean for that to go right on top of the pink, but that's okay. And I'm going to go a little lighter on the red. I think I'm going to I'm going to leave it like that. And then what we're going to do is give it a dash of, use this one, alcohol. Now, again, you can use alcohol or you can use the alcohol blending solution. The difference being this blending solution is going to keep your colors vibrant. The alcohol is going to dilute them. So move those out of the way. And so we're going to throw some alcohol down there. So you see we've got like this happening. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take our paper, and I'm just going to whoosh. And we've got this like funky thing happening. And depending on how much, and you can sort of whoosh it as many times as you want, any directions. You can put more ink down, do it again. So you can see we're getting like different things depending on how we've put the paper down. into that ink splotch, which is moved around a bit and changed shape as well. And so that gives you something to start with. Now you no longer have a blank white piece of paper. And that actually, I think because I put down quite a bit of ink, didn't come out too faint. And so then again, you can do anything you want with this. You can start painting with a brush, or you could put drops of, you know, the same color, different colors. You could throw more alcohol on it. Oh, why not? Let's give it a little spritz of alcohol with our mini mister. So I'm just kind of a little ways back. You can see some dots forming over here a little bit better than anywhere else, but that's going to sort of activate the ink a little bit more, and we can, that dried pretty quick. So actually that's kind of neat. I feel like this sort of has some sort of a leafy vibe to it, even with those dots, which reminds me, something else that I kind of wanted to show you is that, you know, the ink as it's drying, and I don't know if it's going to do it on this paper or not, but you can sort of influence the ink in certain ways with different things, including your own hands. Let me try, what do I want to do? I'm just going to reactivate this with a little bit more alcohol, kind of flush it the other way a bit. Hopefully it won't go to the edge. I'm going to throw some more on here. So you can see I kind of got some here, and let's see if it works. So the way that, where's my finger? It's not quite doing what I was hoping. Let's see if this works. You can basically use heat to change or add texture or design to your images. I'm not sure if that's, I think it's kind of working, but it's hard to see. So you can set this on top of something, and it will typically start, like some of the ink will start to pool as it dries. It'll kind of gather towards what you've got on there. And of course, I've got an example, but it's nowhere near me right now. Let's throw something else in here and see if we can't get it to do what I wanted. Where's that? Flamingo. So let's, I'm going to put a little bit of this right there. And I'm going to add a touch. Where did my little one go? I always lose things when I'm talking here. I have a little squirt bottle with a needle nose, and I just filled it up specifically for this, and I've already gone and lost it. It's not that one. Oh, it's hiding behind this big one. So I've got this little one that has a needle nose, so it won't squirt. And of course, as I've been looking for it, I was losing all my ink here. Not losing it, but it was drying faster than I wanted it to. So we'll see how that goes. And I'm going to throw this right on top of here and see if it does what I want it to do. I have a feeling, like nothing that I try to do on these feeds actually goes as planned, but I have had this work before, I promise. I think I'm just working with the wrong thing. Maybe it works better with the Yupo. But essentially, yeah, it's kind of not, and even if it was working, I think it would be hard to see. Let's see, what could we add to this so that we can see it a little bit. We all know what color I love. So let's add some purple. Through purple right there. I love that pattern it makes when it drops down, but of course it never actually stays like that. And we'll add a touch of alcohol there and squish it around a bit. So what I'm trying to show you is that as the alcohol ink dries, and it's not always dry when you think it's dry, but as it does, I don't think this is going to be enough either. Oh, you can see there, that circle that's happening right there, right in the middle, that's where my finger is underneath. I'm actually touching the bottom of this, so you can see that right there. and it's causing it to make the alcohol sort of spread out. And it dried a lot faster there as well. So that's just showing that, you know, heat can definitely influence this. Let's see if there's enough. So you can put it on top of objects as well. And again, it's from the heat. So the darker the object, supposedly, the more likely it will. There we go. So hopefully you can see that we've got a lot of like darker circles that are sort of forming together. They're kind of starting to fan out again a bit more now. So you can see that something with this kind of a pattern, and I actually have a couple of them in here. So this is the pattern. You can see that it's kind of, you can't even tell the actual pattern there, but it's definitely made some cells that are different, that are sort of darker around the edges. If you can see that, where there's sort of purple outlined things. So that's coming from this. Now, if it's not dry, although it looks pretty dry, if it's not dry and you lift it off of whatever you have it drying on for effect, it won't keep that shape. And as we've learned already in a couple of things, lots of times what you think it looks like now is not what it's going to look like when it's done. So it's hard to say exactly, you know, even though I put it on top of this shape, it doesn't mean this is the exact shape that's going to come out on there. So I think if you're going to do something like that, sort of the blocky, not blockier, but sort of thicker, wide spaces, you know, something, this isn't even as intricate as some of the ones I have there, but it's almost too intricate to keep a design proper on here. But that's, I feel like this looks like the insides of somebody in heart and stuff. I don't know. But that's that. So I'm going to leave it there. All we really did was the one thing, but like I said, I was mostly wanting to just sort of test out my arm, see how this is going. I was able to get my nice horizontal view without it being in that weird vertical view as well. So I'm happy with that. This is kind of a cool place to leave this and figure out what to do with it later. And so yeah, that's it. Thanks for coming out. See you next time.